everybody, and welcome to another episode of Down in the Valley, to episode number 15. Proud to say that, actually, I'm not proud to say, actually. Hold on, I was getting mixed up. So, welcome to Down in the Valley, proud member of the Beautiful Game Network as well. So, be sure to check out our friends from the Beautiful Game Network. Thank you, Cesar. Be sure to check them out online at bgn.fm. Also, follow them on Twitter if you haven't already, at the BGNFM. Be sure to check out their sponsor, which is Roughneck Scarves. They are the official scarf supplier of the MLS, USL, and, of course, of the NCAA. So, my name is Edson Ochoa, and I'll be the host for today's episode of Down in the Valley. So, we have some stuff that we need to talk about. For starters, we need to talk about the game that happened on Saturday, which was really, really disappointing. But we kind of did mention as to why maybe the result was not going to be what we hoped for. Last week's episode with Mark Turner from the Backchat Show. Speaking of, be sure to help him out. So he's selling an ebook on Amazon, which talks about his experiences being a Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan when he's British, and so he wrote a book that talks about his experiences of being a fan, and all of the money that he gets from each book will be donated to the Colorado Springs juvenile diabetes research. I'll post the tweet in a little bit. I'll retweet it on my social media. So be sure to follow us as well at Down in the RGV. That is on Twitter. You can also like us on Facebook, Down in the RGV as well, Down in the Valley. We sure to also check out our SoundCloud. We do have all of our podcasts go up there. They're uploaded there. Be sure to also check out our podcast. Subscribe. It's very important. Subscribe to Google Play Music, iTunes, Stitcher. It really does help. Honestly, it really does help as far as gain, some sort of reputation. Let this podcast grow, get more people involved to watching this streams, and I would really appreciate if you guys have the time. Be sure to follow. Share this live stream with your friends, to all our RGVFC fans, so that way more people know to check us out every Wednesday at 7 p.m. and they can pretty much be up to date onto what's going on with the Toros, as well as, for example, speaking of, we are going to be taking calls today, just not right now. At 7:30 p.m., we will be opening the phone lines so that way you guys as fans can be sure to participate live on the show and let us know your opinions on RGVFC. The fan opinion is very important, and I think it would really help. Not only for me to get different opinions about what other fans think of the team, because obviously everybody has a different opinion, and sometimes you'll when you listen to other people talk about soccer, you'll notice some things that you probably never even thought of before. So really appreciate it, guys. I will be posting the phone number right now. So the phone number, remember, 7:30. The phone number is 956-622-5977. Having said this, let's go ahead and talk about RGVFC versus Colorado Springs. Where can I start? Honestly, it was, like I started saying, it was a little bit heartbreaking because that beautiful soccer or that dynamic soccer that you saw at the two home games just wasn't there. However, it doesn't help that you're playing up in high altitudes, and you're also playing in what was it, like 25, 30 degree weather, and that's not counting wind chills. So, they're going to in an environment that just wasn't favorable for the team to play at their best. But, in the end, there's a lot of different things that were really disappointing for me. For example, I felt that the midfield just was not up to par. Their accuracy, their passing accuracy was out of whack. There were a lot of times where Toros were controlling the ball in the midfield, and either Todd Warden or Matias Saldivar, were trying to pass it back to the defender. And in the end, they just ended up passing the ball to a Colorado Springs attacker. And so, that gave them a lot of opportunities to catch them on the counter, catch RGVFC off guard. And it cost them. Honestly, it cost them. We'll talk about a little bit into deep detail more when I start talking about the highlights. But another thing that I noticed, and I tweeted about it during the game, was that I sometimes I felt that the players were trying to, when they were trying to make crosses, from one side of the field to the other, they were overhitting it. At least that's what I felt. It kind of felt like they were trying to hit it with as much power as they usually do here when they play in the Rio Grande Valley. And obviously, you're playing up in higher altitudes. The air pressure isn't as great as near sea level like it is in the Rio Grande Valley. So there's not going to be a lot of air resistance, not as much air resistance on the ball that'll slow it down. So, I noticed that whenever trying to cross it to the other side, they overhit it many times, like 3 out of 4 times they overhit it. When they're trying to look to the wings, whether it was with John Montaño or Victor Garza, they were making those long passes where they could not, neither our two wingers were able to catch up to it. Honestly, another thing that I saw was John Montaño. From what I've seen, yes, he did get that assist in the first game in the home opener. I just feel that he is not starting quality material. He really did not pasó desapercibido, like I say in Spanish. You didn't really see much of him. I do have to say, though, he did look solid defensive-wise. It probably was also with the tactics that Gerson Echeverri was trying to go for in this game. They were trying to defend. They were trying to go for the tie. And so it was, how can I say it? You saw a lot of times, our wingers, they were far back defending. Victor Garza helping out, Kyle Adams, that was actually playing as a left back this game. And I'll go over starting 11s in a little bit. And also, John Montaño would stay back and help out Kai Green to defend. So you were pretty much left up on top with just Alo Quintanilla and also Matias Alivar, trying to find, long balls over to them and see what they can do. And so you saw like a huge space. Estaba partido. The team was kind of, most of them were defending, and it's just, okay, we'll just get it out of there and see what we can find. Look for the wings, try to look for counters and things like that. It just wasn't beautiful football like we were used to. So it wasn't like we were dominating the possession. That we had clear chances. If anything, if I'm not mistaken, I think I tweeted about it, but I think RGVSC in the first half had 0 shots on goal, if I'm not mistaken. So it was not pretty. While we were talking last week with Mark Turner, about the game, we knew it wasn't going to be pretty. The field was an absolute mess. But that, that's usually consistent with what you usually find in extremely cold temperatures, where sometimes you have snow, you have ice. So the field, the grass was not going to be beautiful. It was going to be kind of patched up. It was going to be unlevel. It was not going to help RGVFC's style of play, which is kind of a little bit more possessive, on the ground kind of play. So everything was against us. So, honestly, even besides that, one of the positives that I saw from this game was the defense. The 4 players in the back, which were Kai Green, Connor Donovan, Omar Ontiveros, and Kyle Adams. They were the ones that looked solid out there, especially in the first half. In the first half, Colorado Switchbacks was attacking, and they did not. They had that, that fighting spirit, to go after them. Do not let them get, turn around straight on goal or able to receive comfortably to just, acomodar, prepare for the shot in front of goal. No, they did not let Colorado Switchbacks be comfortable while they were attacking. So that was a positive, and it also happened, in the second half. For the most part, obviously you got both goals were the play started from a mistake, like I mentioned, in the midfield. and just led to a foul. The first one being a free kick that Josh Suggs was able to knock into the goal. And then the second one, it was another bad pass by Todd Wharton. And this was I think it was like past the midfield. They tried to pass the ball back, and then Colorado intercepts it. They pass it over to Robinson. Robinson, quick, pacey attacker, had so much space. And then, if I'm not mistaken, it was Kai Green. It was either Kai Green or Romano Tiveros. We'll go ahead and confirm that in a little bit once we watch the video. But he got fouled. He fouled the Colorado Springs attacker, Robinson, inside the box. The referee called it a penalty. And, was able to knock it in for the goal. Hopefully they play better against Portland Timbers this weekend. But let's go ahead and look at some of the highlights from this past game against Colorado Springs. So let's go ahead and watch a little bit of the highlights, and I'll let you know, see what I can find. All right, so just look at how bad the field is. It was a bunch of dry spots. There was patches of dirt. You saw Nico Cordy being Nico Cordy, making some really good saves. This is in the 55th minute. You have Todd Wharton passing the ball. Looks like it is Aldo Quintanilla, and he tries to shoot. But let's go back a little bit. Hold on, No, what are you doing? Okay. All right, anyways. So this is the free kick. This is the free kick by Josh Suggs. Let's take a look at this. So look how the ball just goes. Come on. Look how the ball just goes through everybody. Stop. All right. So he curls it around our wall. Curls. Neither of the two attackers by Colorado Springs touch the ball. It all goes straight towards Nico Cordy's first post. And a lot of people might say, hey, well, you know what? That is a goal. That is Nico Cordy's fault, because as a goalkeeper, you're supposed to cover your first post, because that's what you have the wall for your second post. So anytime a ball goes inside, when they get score on you on your post, that's a mistake on your part. However, you also have to take into consideration that you have two Colorado Springs attackers right in front of you. The ball is getting close to them. So in my mind, he's kind of preparing himself, so in case that there is a change of direction, cause a touch by the attackers, that he's going to get ready in case it goes either through the middle or to his left hand side to try to to try to save it. In the end, though, the attackers did not touch the ball, and it just went through to his goal. It's a shame, but I guess you can say that Nico Cordy needs to work on his presence inside the 6-yard box. There's been a couple of games, in the home opener where, the way we got scored in that game, it was through, and we mentioned it last time, that, had he had command on a 6-yard box, I feel that the St. Louis attacker would not have been able to head the ball to the crossbar. And in this game, he's got to have the presence to come up to the ball and try to intercept, before the attackers get to it. Because look, the ball bounces inside of the 6-yard box and then goes in. But, I'm just a guy, with a podcast. I've never played professional soccer, never played in college, never played in high school. So, I don't know how it feels like to be out there with all this pressure. So, it's just some things that I notice, and I just want people to understand maybe what is going on. But let's go back. I was mentioning, okay, so this is the play before. This is in the 56th minute. You have RGVFC attacking, and it looks like you have what's his name? This is Aldo. No, this is Aldo Quintanilla right here. And then Todd Warden is going to pass the ball through over here. Aldo Quintanilla is going to follow it. Let's go ahead and continue. Clear the whiteboard and continue with the... Come on. There we go. So see how he takes him, actually, it was the defender that leads him instead of being comfortable and receiving the ball and running towards the goal. The defender leads him towards the outside of the field, pretty much reducing the angle that he has to be able to get a clear shot on goal. And by the time he kind of gets away from him, it's really impossible. It was really impossible for him to shoot and look for a goal. And really, there weren't really a lot of people there to help him. You only had two people, actually one person that was in his line of sight, but you have two defenders. You have two defenders on him right here. You have two free defenders here, and you also have the other defender here. So really, the only thing he could have done was pass the ball back to Todd Warden because he was free. But however, the problem is, just take a look where his line of sight is. His line of sight is looking at the goal. He is not looking back to where Todd Warden is. And so that was a good job by the defender to lead him where he wanted to. And this was not really Aldo Quintanilla's fault for this play not being a clear chance on goal. It's funny though how bad this game was as far as chances on goal, due to the fact that it went from like the beginning of the game all the way to almost the 56th minute. So let's go ahead and look at some of the comments that we have here so far. So Javier says the main issue for the result from my personal view was the missed passes on midfield, and I did want to talk about that. I did mention that. And it says in some parts of the game, we saw a team that had a lot of order and was playing the ball as a team. There was a lot of jugando el balón como equipo. So there was chemistry going on. The thing that we can pretty much salvage from this game was that they did not back down, and they were out there trying to find the tie even when they were 2-0 down. And honestly, from the fight, la garra, como le dicen, I can't really complain about this team. It's just some technical stuff that they need to tweak on. It's early in the season. So, hopefully as time progresses, as these kids start getting, more experience in professional soccer, we start seeing more and more of the RGVFC that we want. And I trust these guys. I trust Gerson Echeverri that he will lead us where we're supposed to be. But they have to take this game, everything they did wrong, look at it, analyze it, see, and fix it. And that's pretty much it. Now, I did want to see, and I'll go ahead. I wasn't able to save it, so you'll be able to see it. But I did want to talk a little bit about how we lost the ball that game. Okay, so this play was actually started from a goal kick. Oh dear. It was actually started by a goal kick from Nico Corti. He passes the ball short to his defender. His defender tries looking to the wing to Kyle Adams. The ball hits over to Todd Warden. Todd Warden wants to pass the ball back to his defender. I believe that was, let me change it to 1080p. because I can't really tell 144. It looks to me like it was, let me go back a little bit. Was it Todd Wharton? Okay, so it goes from Nico Corti to, it looks like it's Omar Ontiveros. So it's actually Matias. Okay, so Matias Saldivar grabs the ball in the midfield, tries to pass the ball back towards Todd Wharton. The ball on it obviously has 0 pass accuracy, so the defender doesn't get to the ball. It's Robertson that somebody else that gets to it, and then before he gets fouled, he actually hits the ball over to his teammate that's out there on the wing. And so because the ball goes out of bounds, the referee calls for the foul because there was no advantage. So that's what I'm saying is that Matias Saldivar in this game cost us this foul against us in a really, really awkward situation, and that play cost us for the goal. So Todd Wharton tries to get it. Omar Ontiveros slides on number 24 and causes the foul. And the play after, as you can remember, was the goal against us. So that was 1-0 at the 63rd minute, around there. And then it looks to be we are in the 67th minute. So about 2 minutes away, 2-3 minutes away. So RGBFC is controlling the ball. They pass it back, cross it over to John Montaño. Is it? No, Kai Green. So Kai Green has the ball on the wing, passes the ball back to Todd Wharton. 3/4 of the field passes. It looks like they're looking at Victor Garza, who moved over to the right. Victor Garza back to Todd Wharton, tries to go past the defender, loses the ball, and here comes the counter. 3 against 3. They give so much space over to Robinson, and he goes inside the box, and then the feed goes out, but they call the penalty again against RGVFC. Let's go if we can see the replay. Okay, so number 24, and it looks like it's Connor Donovan. Connor Donovan makes contact with number 24 inside the box, and the referee calls a penalty against this, which was scored on, and that was 2-0 by Colorado Springs Switchbacks, right off the bat. So I'm trying to see who number 24 is. We'll check it out right now. So here's the replay. Number 24 enters the box. It looks like Connor Donovan slips. While he's guarding him. And when he slips, 24 takes advantage, knocks the ball a little bit forward, and contact is made with the attacker. And that's a penalty in my book. So there's really nothing to complain about it as far as the refs are concerned. So let's go ahead and continue back into these highlights so we can try and see the RGBFC goal. All right, so I believe this is the goal. So let's go ahead and go back just a little bit to the start of the play. Hopefully I didn't lose y'all. So anyways, all right. So this is, that looks like Kai Green. Let me make this bigger because I can't really see much. And see, this is the problem, that these feeds are not really high definition. So let's go ahead and check this out. So looks like, so in this play, Chuy Enriquez, crosses the ball over to Aldo Quintanilla, who scores it inside of the goalkeeper's 6-yard box. And that gave RGV, 10 minutes from the end of the game, gave RGV hope that they could try and find a tie in this game. But all right, so let's look. Enriquez and he crosses the ball right at the edge of the 6-yard box to Aldo Quintanilla. The more interesting part of this play is how Chuy Quintanilla is able to find that space during this play. So let's continue. Just follow Chuy Quintanilla, who is, I believe it's him right here. So follow, oh man, I hate this. So follow Chuy Quintanilla, which I believe it's him. And look how he overlaps. Look at that. Now that's Chuy right there. He's playing on the, right on the limit of the offside. See, he's playing on the limit, but this defender, the first one who called for the offside, he was the one that was that que lo estaba habilitando. He had him onside, so that was a good call by the linesman, but not calling an offside against Chuy Enriquez. So, like I said, it gave RGVFC hope for the comeback. And then 3 minutes, in stoppage time, the 93rd minute, RGVFC had one more opportunity to find the tie, but they just weren't able to. And in the end, they give RGVFC their first loss of the season, which is a shame for this young squad. So when we come back from our break, we'll go ahead and talk about what can we expect from Portland Timbers 2, as well as I'll be opening up the phone lines. So whoever is watching, be sure that you guys want to go live in the game to call us at this number down there, 956-622-5977, and give us your opinions. You know what's funny, Carson? That there's actually a banda singer called Chuy Quintanilla. you got me there, man. But yeah, so I guess that's where my train of thought went with that banda singer, Chuy Quintanilla, brother of Beto Quintanilla. But when we come back, we'll talk more about the game against Portland Timbers 2. It will be this weekend. And also, give us your opinion. Will you be watching the RGVFC games on ESPN Plus? Will you be subscribing and paying $5 a month for that subscription? Or are you just going to wait 7 days after when the videos are available on YouTube? So when we come back, we'll talk more about that. And hopefully we'll get some people to call and give us their opinions on the game. So don't go away yet. We'll be back. All right, welcome back, guys, to Down in the Valley episode episode number 15. So I do want to make a correction. And all right, there we go. So I do want to make a correction. This next game is not against Portland Timbers 2. That is the following week. This week, we are playing against Sounders FC 2, S2. So let's go ahead and talk about the how the Western Conference looks like. What's up with this little fly? Anyway, this is how the Western Conference looks like at the moment. So in first place, with 5 games played, you have Orange County SC, 10 points, followed closely by Swope Park Rangers with a goal difference. So Orange County has a goal difference of 8. Swope Park Rangers have a goal difference of 3. And then Sacramento FC with 4 games, just 4 games, and a goal difference of 3, has also 10 points. Then in fourth place, you have Real Monarchs, who are looking for a repeat of last season, if not even more, because they are the current Supporter Shield winners. They have 3 games played, and they are in fourth place with 9 points, with a goal difference of 4. Fifth place, you have Fresno, the new team, with 5 games, 8 points. Sixth place, you have Phoenix Rising, with 4 games played. They have 7 points. And then you have Las Vegas Lights with 3 games on hand. They have 7 points as well. Goal difference of 2. In 8th place, Timbers 2 with 5 games played, with 7 points as well. Goal difference of 1. 9th place, you have the Switchbacks with 5 games played with only 6 points. 10th place, you have St. Louis FC with 4 games in hand. They have 5 points, goal difference of 0 as well. San Antonio FC is in 11th with 4 games played as 0 goal difference and 5 points. 12th, you have Sounders FC 2 with 4 points, or actually 4 games played with 3 points, -3 goal difference. And 13th, you have Oklahoma City with 5 games played, -7 goal difference, 3 points. In 14th is your RGVFC Toros with 3 games played and only 2 points. 15th, you have LA Galaxy 2 with 2 points as well, 4 games played, -5 goal difference. 16th, you have Reno 1868 FC with 3 games played and -2 goal difference with only 1 point. And in last place of the Western Conference, you have Tulsa Roughnecks FC with 4 games played, -7 goal difference and only Tacoma, Washington. And so let's take a look at how they have been doing in this. All right. Oh dear, what did I do? Okay, so let's take a look at this. So let's go back to Transfer Market, my favorite. Actually, this is actually my favorite page to find statistics for almost anything when it comes to soccer. So let's take a look at our history against the Sounders 2. So against Sounders 2, we have played 4 times against Sounders 2, and we have won 3, tied 2, and lost 1. So we've played them 6 times in our history as a franchise. So we do have a positive history against them. So I guess that's pretty good. And so our win ratio against the Sounders is 75%, 10 points, goal difference of +9. So looks positive, but then again, it looked positive against the Colorado Switchbacks, and look what happened. We lost against them. So, it's like they say, numbers do not play. It is the 22 men on the pitch that really are the ones that make a difference in this game. So let's go look at Sounders so far. The results that they have had in this 2018 season have been, why is it showing me 2017 roster, not 2018. All right. So the fixtures for Seattle Sounders 2, fixtures by competition. Let's take a look at what they are doing. All right. So far, Seattle Sounders 2 have played in this 2018 season. They have played 4 games, like I said. In the opening game, they played at home against Timbers 2, and they won 2-1. The second week, they lost 4-2 against Sewell Park Rangers. Third week, at home, they lost 1-0 against Fresno. And then this past game, they lost 1-0 away against Sacramento FC. So they are in 1 win. And then on Sunday, this Sunday is when they play against RGVFC. So tomorrow, let's go ahead. We should check out how they do against Real Monarchs and see, kind of get an idea as to how they're going to be playing against RGVFC. See how they are going to be dealing with, playing 2 games in a week. So will be interesting to see. RGVFC so far has been lucky when it comes to not playing like multiple games in a week, but their luck is actually going to end. They play again away against Timbers 2. So that should be the end for this Pacific Tour or West Side Tour for RGVFC. Now, we already lost 3 points against the Switchbacks. So we really need to get a win, whether it's against the Sounders or against the Timbers. Well, we need to get a win in order to be more comfortable for these first 5 games of the season. Obviously, I'm not counting the Reno FC game because that was moved to May 2nd. So, actually, no. I keep on forgetting that transfer market is in British time, so it'll be Saturday night. They will be playing against the Sounders 2, and then they will be playing as well on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, they're playing against Timbers 2. So be sure, guys, if you guys have any opinions. So Carson says, fun fact, Callie Brown may be in goal. Wait, what? Hold on, say that. With Sounders 2? Oh, yeah, that's true, because he got transferred to Seattle Sounders. That is going to be interesting, seeing how he does against his old team. So, last season, Callie Brown was actually one of the few. Yes. So he was the few shining players for the Toros, and now he's going to be playing with S2. So let's see how the Toros deal with Callie Brown, because he looked good. He is a good goalkeeper, honestly, for USL level, and I feel like he could have been a challenge for the goalkeeper position with the Houston Dynamo. Eric would have stayed with the Toros, but I mean, right now we have Nico Cordy that is actually doing really decent. He's had a couple of really good saves and things like that. So we're not really lacking in the goalkeeper department. And they just need to get their stuff together. They need to maintain composure. They need to maintain concentration throughout the whole 90+ minutes. So guys, remember that the phone lines are open right now. So you can go ahead and call us at 956-622-5977. When we come back, we'll actually talk about the this whole ordeal that was announced on 2 days ago, that all USL games will now be starting on Thursday, supposedly. So ESPN Plus actually goes live tomorrow, the 12th, will go live, and all USL games will now be broadcast through the ESPN Plus streaming service. They will not be available, live streams will not be available on YouTube anymore. So now if you want to watch the games live, you're going to have to fork up $5 a month for ESPN Plus. Now, ESPN Plus does include a lot of stuff like MLS, USL, the EFL, which is from the British Championship, which is second division down. That is included in the ESPN Plus package, as well as the UEFA League of Nations. That's also included with that package. So you get a lot of soccer for $5 a month. The question is, for those who only care about the USL, is it worth the money to get the streaming service? So I want to know your opinions about that. So when we come back, we'll talk more about that piece of news. And don't go away. All right, guys, welcome back to the final portion of this broadcast of episode 15 of Down in the Valley. Be sure to check out our friends on the Beautiful Gaming Network. Check out all the other USL podcasts like the USL Show, Backchat Show, Sock Takes, and all the other USL podcasts. So be sure to support them if you guys love USL soccer and high quality stuff. So be sure to check them out. Before we went on break, we talked about kind of hinted about this new program or this new subscriber package that will now happen from now on, starting this week's games, where all of the USL games will now be on ESPN Plus and will not be available on YouTube. So it's caused a lot of, I guess you can say, heated debate. Even among hardcore USL fans, whether, people feel like even $5 is not worth it, to watch the USL. A lot of people say, well, you know what, this is, people who really love the USL, who really want to support the league, who really want to support this team, will cough up the $5 per month. A lot of people say that, this will attract more fans from people who are already watching ESPN. They end up finding a USL game and they they get interested and they start watching the USL games. Others think like, hey, you know what? We're probably gonna lose more people than what we gained out of this move, because people we're used to watching them for free on YouTube, and now they have to pay $5, and so they're not gonna pay for it and they're gonna watch games anymore. So it's a very heated debate. Honestly, I think that it was a little bit too early, though. I felt that this move was a little bit too early for the USL, because you have a lot of new teams coming in, and so these teams, these fans are barely getting kind of into the team. So, for example, let's say Las Vegas Lights. So this is one of the newest teams. We have a new team called Las Vegas Lights. They play soccer, second division, yada, yada, yada. It's like, oh, that's pretty cool. When can I watch this? Let's say that, hey, you know what? Well, they're playing away. Channel, you watch the live streams from not only Las Vegas Lights, but you have all the teams available for you. Now, it's a month in order to be able to pay for it, to watch it. I'm like, what? Well, why? So I kind of, that's my way of thinking, because fan bases right now are not that, as you can say, that developed. So we're probably going to lose some people along the way. Maybe it would have worked maybe like 2 years from now, maybe. So, well, we'll see what happens. With the hardcore fans, I did a poll, and about overwhelmingly there was like 96 votes to like 42 some votes. 96 votes said yes, that they would buy the package. But you're talking about hardcore fans, USL fans from a USL group. So, and then 42 said no. And then I think like 1 or 2 said that they don't need it because they live in Canada and we'll still be able to stream it for free. Oh, so here's the thing, actually. So apparently they're saying that I think it's geo-blocked or something like that. So it might be available. I don't know. I'll have to check. Because there's some questions on the facts dealing with, well, what if you're from outside of the country, you live outside the United States. So Cesar says, I think I'm going to be one of those who tries it first for the 7 days. Oh, so yeah. So they announced that, at the goalkeeper announced today on Twitter that there will be a free trial of ESPN Plus only, I think it's a 30-day trial, only if you sign up for it between the 12th and the 18th of April. So if you guys are kind of borderline on the decision, be sure to subscribe as soon as you can for ESPN Plus. Maybe you might see that, hey, you know what, this is actually worth it. The quality of the video is much better than on YouTube and things like that. So you're like, hey, you know what? I guess $5 is worth it. Plus, with the amount of soccer that you get, honestly, for me, it's worth it. I'm gonna get it, regardless. It's $5 because you get a lot of soccer. You get a lot of MLS. You have MLS Live on ESPN Plus, if I'm not mistaken. And so I get to watch the Dynamo. I get to watch, other MLS games, as well as, for example, USL with the Toros. But for the casuals, it might not. So, guys, if you guys, like I said, if you guys are borderline, be sure to go to check out for the ESPN Plus. Be sure to sign up for the free trial. Do it between the 12th, which is tomorrow, and the 18th, and sign up for your free 30-day trial. And if you're not satisfied, well, you could just, before your trial runs out, you can just cancel. So let's go ahead and go. Actually, we'll go ahead and read the press release from the USL in regards to this move. So it says, the USL announced today the expansion of its broadcast agreement with ESPN for the 2018 and 2019 seasons that will bring more regular season games to linear networks and make ESPN's Plus the league's streaming subscription service in the United States. And then you get a lot of blah, blah, blah from the CEO, Alec Papadakis, blah, blah, blah. It says, now in its third season, the USL agreement with ESPN will see 6 USL regular season games and the 2018 USL Cup aired on linear networks, a major increase from a season ago. The full 2018 Game of the Week schedule will be released in the coming weeks, which was actually released, I believe it was today or yesterday. In addition to the USL Game of the Week on ESPN3, and that'll be on cable. The league's regular season contest will be available in the United States through ESPN Plus after its launch of April 12th tomorrow, where the league will reside alongside Major League Soccer, the English Football League, and the UEFA Nations League on the new direct-to-consumer subscription streaming service from the Walt Disney Company, Direct-to-Consumer and International Group in partnership with ESPN. Prior to the launch of ESPN Plus, all USL regular season contests will be available through the league's YouTube channel. Games will be produced by USL Productions, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So they actually do have a frequently asked questions page. It says, why should USL fans be excited for the league's broadcasted games transitioning to ESPN Plus? As part of the ESPN Plus platform, USL games will stand alongside top international properties such as the English Football League, the UEFA Nations League, and Major League Soccer. The move to ESPN Plus delivers the thrill of the USL to a broader audience across the U.S. while providing our fans with access to a large assortment of professional sports that include Major League Baseball, the National Hockey League, and more for a small monthly fee. We want to deliver the very best, blah, blah, blah. It says, among the many benefits to ESPN Plus, like the convenience and accessibility, is the quality of broadcast, supporting for the first time, which is a result of the league's significant investments in USL productions. Fans will still be able to follow their home team through local broadcast partnerships as part of the USL television network. Also, more matches than ever before will be available on ESPNU and ESPN3 through the USL Game of the Week package. There's it, blah, blah, blah. When will USL games air on ESPN Plus? The first one will air on Saturday, April 14th. Will games be available on ESPN Plus following the live broadcast? In other words, will the archive video be the conclusion of the contest? And then they talked about local broadcasts. Outside the United States, it says USL games will be available internationally through the USL Match Center and YouTube channel or on ESPN Plus in applicable locations. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. So I kind of mentioned it, right? I wasn't sure if that was the case, but this is the case. Okay, so apparently, if you don't live in the United States, so this is going to be geo-blocked on YouTube. If you don't live in the United States, you'll be able to watch the games on YouTube, the live stream on YouTube for free. But if you do live in the United States, you'll have to pay for ESPN Plus unless you know how to get around that. But that I did not say that. So what happens to the USL games broadcast in Spanish? Spanish language broadcast will not be streamed on ESPN Plus at this time. Games will be broadcast on local linear channels only. So that is, I mean, if you had it in Spanish, more often than not, at 9 times, I think the Spanish broadcasts were on the local broadcasts. So if the teams have a local broadcast, then they should be fine. You'll still be, I guess, you'll still be able to have Spanish commentary, but you won't have the Spanish commentary on ESPN Plus. Will match replays be available on YouTube after games are completed? Full replays of USL matches will be available on the USL's YouTube channel and in the USL Match Center 7 days after the completion of the game. So it'll be interesting. So if you don't have ESPN Plus, you won't be able to watch the game after until 7 days after the full game. I'm not sure about highlights. I think highlights will still be available like they usually are. But as far as full games, it'll only be to prepay for the full year and save money. It's $49.99 for the whole year, and you can cancel at any time. From Thursday, April 12th onwards, fans can access ESPN Plus through the ESPN app or visit ESPN.com. And you can get the ESPN app on iOS and Android devices. And it says if you already have the app downloaded, then you will need to run an application update on Thursday, April 12th. So be sure to check out the Play Store tunes for the update. That doesn't concern. What can I watch on ESPN Plus in addition to USL? Subscribers to ESPN Plus will be able to enjoy live games from the Major League Baseball, the National Hockey League, and Major League Soccer, Grand Slam tennis, Top Rank boxing, PGA Tour golf, college sports, international rugby, cricket, the full library of ESPN films, including 30 for 30 and more. And so I did mention that they released the game of the week schedule for this season. And so, okay. So these are going to be the games of the week that will be broadcasted on ESPN News and ESPNU, or for ESPN3. So, all right. So here we go. April 18th. April 18th. Sacramento Republic FC versus Colorado Springs Switchbacks. That will be aired on ESPN3. April 27th, Las Vegas Lights versus San Antonio FC, ESPN3. May 2nd, Indy 11 versus FC Cincinnati, ESPN3. May 9th, Fresno FC versus Rio Grande Valley FC will be broadcasted on ESPN3. So be sure to, if you guys have cable and you have ESPN3, you'll be able to watch the broadcast there live. May 30th, St. Louis FC versus Phoenix Rising, also on ESPN3. 13th, FC Cincinnati versus Bethlehem Steel FC on ESPN News. July 11th, OKC Energy versus Las Vegas Lights on ESPN News. The 18th, August 8th, you have Tampa Bay Rowdies versus Charleston Battery on ESPN News. August 15th, you have St. Louis versus Sacramento Republic on ESPN3. August 22nd, Phoenix Rising FC versus San Antonio FC on ESPN3. August 29th, Rio Grande Valley FC versus San Antonio FC on ESPN3. September 5th, Phoenix Rising FC versus Rio Grande Valley FC on ESPN3. September 12th, Real Monarchs SLC versus St. Louis FC on ESPN3. Nashville SC versus the Rowdies on the 18th of September on ESPN3. September 26th, the Richmond Kickers versus FC Cincinnati, ESPN3. And on October 10th, Las Vegas Lights FC versus Phoenix Rising FC on ESPN3. So the RGVFC games that will be aired on ESPN3, or for the games of the week, will be, like I mentioned, on the 29th against San Antonio FC. Then you have on May 9th versus Fresno FC. That will be an away game. And then the last one that I'm missing, where are you? So the first one's against Fresno on May 9th on ESPN3, then the 29th of August against San Antonio, and then the next week, RGVC will be on ESPN3 again, but this time away against Phoenix Rising FC. So there's the lineup for the games of the week of the USL. So having said this, let's see if there's anybody here. So thank you all. We're going to go ahead and finish this live broadcast for episode 15 of Down the Valley. Thank you all for those who are watching. Be sure to leave a like and share this video when it's available. Be sure to be on the lookout for the podcasts on Google Play Store, iTunes, and Stitcher, and SoundCloud as well. And be sure to like our friends at the Beautiful Game Network. Follow them on Twitter at the BGNFN. Visit their website at bgn.fm. So thank you all for watching this episode of Down in the Valley, and we'll see you all on the next. Take care.
They don't know how we do it. They'll never get it.